My guide stood on the sand, smoothing the long, shapeless garment he wore against his spare body. He had taken a small book from his pocket and was mumbling some unintelligible words aloud. I was struck again by the nervous vigor of the man, which had given him the strength to row all night against a harsh sea, and presumably would generate the energy necessary for the return trip. I pulled out my wallet and extracted 2 100-pound banknotes. No one could say Albert Wiener didn't reward service handsomely. "Here you are, my friend," I said, "and thank you." "I accept your thanks." He bowed slightly, putting his hands behind him and moving toward his boat. Perversely, since he seemed bent on rejecting my reward, I became anxious to press it upon him. "Don't be foolish," I argued. "This is a perilous game, this running in of refugees. You can't do it for pleasure. It is a work of charity." I don't know how this shabby fellow conceived charity, but I had never understood that virtue to conflict with the law. "You mean you ferry all these strays for nothing?" "My payment is predetermined and exact." "You are foolish. Anyone using your boat for illegal entry will be glad to give everything he possessed for the trip." "There are many penniless ones." "Need that be your concern, to the extent of risking your life and devoting all your time?" "I can speak for no one but myself. It need be my concern." "One man can't do much. Oh, don't think I don't sympathize with your attitude. I, too, pity these poor people deeply. I have given thousands of pounds to relieve them." "Their plight touches your heart?" "Indeed it does. Never in all history have so many been so wretched through no fault of their own." "Ah," he agreed thoughtfully. "For you, it is something strange and pathetic. Tragic would be a better word. But for us, it is an old story." He pushed his boat into the water. "An old story," he repeated. Wait, the money!" He jumped in and began rowing. I waved the banknotes ridiculously in the air. His body bent backward and forward, urging the boat away from me with each pull. "Your money!" I yelled. He moved steadily toward the French shore. I watched him recede into the Channel mists and thought, "Another madman." I turned away at last and began to ascend the path up the cliff. When I finally got back to Hampshire, worn out by my ordeal and feeling as though I'd aged 10 years, there was a message from Miss Frances on my desk. Even her bumptious rudeness could not conceal the jubilation with which she'd penned it. "To assuage your natural fear for the continued safety of Albert Wiener's invaluable person, I hasten to inform you that I believe I have a workable compound. It may be a mere matter of weeks now before we shall begin to roll back Synodon Dactylon." End of chapter 5.